infamous headbutt on Marco Materazzi. Zidane sent off in the final as Italy went on to beat France on penalties in that World Cup in Germany. As for today, Zidane in the dugout. He's made a half rotation to his side. Gareth Bale on the bench in what many expect to be his farewell game, although it feels like we've seen that script before. Bale regularly linked with moves elsewhere, including last summer and the summer before nothing ended up actually coming to fruition. That was in memory of Augustin. Continuing now for Augustin Higuaín as we head towards kickoff. Benzema in the Bernabeu in La Liga since Gregoriano Manzano did so with Mallorca. Firpo once more, gets the 1-2. Carvajal's alert. Marcelo, Benzema. Footer against Benzema will be a key battle today. Vinicius on the high press, and Vinicius nearly old associations. Guardado's cross off the shoulder of Marcelo's first season. He took them up to finishing 6th, but they've got defending to do here. Diaz. Otherwise you would have probably seen that in one of those blooper and football. Slid in behind now. One for Vinicius. Still Vinicius. Salso once more. It's in the channel. Moron will give chase. Paris Saint-Germain. But the transfer has been made permanent. Worked back for Kaptoum. Slid in behind. And it was almost a beautiful way to unpick the Real Madrid. Marcelo's block at the expense, but a slump in form recently has cost them. Moron. As Carvajal cleans up against Navas. Salso. Behind here is Junior Firpo, the fullback. And a really poor. But Marcelo himself has not been picked in the 20-man squad, 23-man squad. Guardado. Well, they tried to be clever, Vetіձ, but an easy enough save for Navas. Now here go Real on the counter-attack. Straight into potential permanent option. And that transfer was made permanent for Marcelo. Leaves it for the Croatian. Bartra's who joined from Manchester City for approximately 20 million euros. Is the highest of any team in the last 13 years, apart from Barcelona, of course. Another look at the table for those interested. Real Betis live and exclusive here with us on beIN, as well as everything across the top 5 European leagues. For a second to see if the whistle would come. Llorente helps it on for Marcelo. Marcelo might fancy it. He did fancy it, but unfortunately it was more like a conversion. He's through the lines, Isamandi, and now suddenly Laurent Moron is through the clear, and the flag's not up, but he's missed it. Madrіd. Marcelo. Well, it was a bullet from Marcelo, but not quite as accurate as he'd have wanted. Too much on the pass. Needs options, Vinicius. Crossfield towards Diaz. 2. We're playing advantage. Bartra, and the former Barcelona man, is not far from scoring at the Bernabeu. He likes to get forward, the centre-half, Marc Bartra. He's given the freedom to do so in this system. And he was not a long way off. Played in Russia for Spain. Real once more. Somehow hooks it across. Madrіd. Modric's cross. Header by Bartra. Back in by Benzema. Vinícius. Benzema. High press. Here's Rafał Varane on the right wing. Comes back for Benzema. Benzema off the post. Chasing his 31st goal this season. Marcelo's cross again. Lopez away. And back in once more. Marcelo's cross again. Lopez away. And back in once more. And Lopez has to make sure. A frantic passage of play that starts. 21 in La Liga. Lo Celso tries the chip. And Navas has to make sure. From one end to the other. Betis threatening on the counter-attack. They've looked the more likely side to take the lead in this one. The season across all competitions. Corner set short. Marcelo with the interception. And now Benzema. And was Moran held back? Certainly was. No surprise given those stats, they've been so far off the pace. In by Guardado. And the marking again was questionable. Junior Firpo's header was not what he'd have hoped for, though. Hazard, which has happened multiple times in recent months. The courting process in Twin Towers World Trade Center terrorist attack in New York, where more than 3 fell. Vinícius Junior with the foul. And a shot on target from the back. It's pretty passing from Betis. Not quite the ending to it they'd have wanted. Vinícius again. Always looking to get it onto that preferred right foot. And eventually does get it in behind. And that's Marc Bartra up from the back. Third centre-half to get forward. No stoppage time to add on. And it's been a relatively uneventful half of football, it must be said. Just one shot on target for Real Madrid, 3 for Real Betis. No 10 games, 2 wins, 2 draws and 6 losses. That Copa del Rey semi-final defeat to Valencia has really punctured their season. And in fact, if you take their form ever since that loss at the Mestalla, meaning they'd miss out on a home Copa del Rey final, if reports are to be believed, of course. Last time they conceded this many goals in La Liga was back in 2002. Had given Real the lead with a spectacular strike. Cross headed away by Varane. By results, there's of course no doubt about that. But they might have a goal here. Benzema. Just Vinícius. Outside of the boot, ball in off his right. To his right, Marcelo. And Vinícius. Benzema. Still Benzema. Benzema, space to shoot on his right, went for the pass. It's now Madrìd. It forward. Has to dribble out from the back, Lo Celso. Lopez. Taken down by Diaz. Win today to get 71 points. It will still be their worst season in La Liga since 2005-2006, as was Zinedine Zidane. Where Betis look to create some Jesus Navas, still playing now at Sevilla, of course. Diaz. Benzema. He'll want this on his right foot. Cuts inside, then makes space onto his left. Vinícius. Good save by Paul Lopez. That's as close as either side have come in this game so far. And who else would it be in his first? And now at the other end, Carvajal with the foul. Guardado. Header half away. One over the top for Guardado to chase. Guardado's cross. Moran! And Real Betis have the lead. It could confirm Real Madrid's worst La Liga season. since Zidane's debut season as a player way back in 2001 to 2002. It's been... Now in behind for Firpo once more. Firpo and back, and Real Betis have their second. It's the former Los Blancos player Hesse who scores. And surely that means that Real Betis will be winning at the Camp Nou and the Bernabeu in La Liga in the same season. The first time anyone's done that since 2003.